Hey, good afternoon, YTPC. This is Dave, and so far Greg's not hunting me down, and I know I screwed up when I said tunnel time instead of tunnel tape, but I was way out of my element doing a spoof, especially on a guy I barely know. But it was fun, and the reaction has been as I hoped it would be, so everyone seems to think it's pretty funny. So it's Sunday afternoon, and we're coming to the end of this Wyoming stay. So we'll be here. We're going downtown tonight, and then Monday, tomorrow is just getting cleaned up, so I leave the house in good shape. And then Tuesday, Ranger and I begin our odyssey from Wyoming all the way to Maryland. So about 6-7 hours in, we'll hit Denver, and that's where my son will be. So he'll get to see his dog for a few hours, and we'll have lunch together. And then we'll continue on another 6 or 7 hours. So it's a 2-day, 16-hour drive if you choose to do it that way. I probably will, because frankly, from Denver to Maryland, there's not a whole lot of interesting stuff in between. If you live in Iowa or Kansas or Nebraska or St. Louis, I apologize for that comment. But I mean, as a guy driving from point A to point B, the flat part, the Midwest is tough. It's just something really I usually think about just getting through. Ranger's coming by to say hi to you. Hey, buddy. And so what I want to do as part of this video is 2 parts. First, I'm going to show you around my little office right here. This is sort of my 10 by 20 square foot of the house that's been allocated to me by the wife. You can see my rabbit air filter right there. It works really well. And then you can see a little bit of my stash up here. I'll take you through my stash a little bit. It's a little messy, but I'll show it to you. And then I'll take you through what I see from my desk and out into the loft, and I'll show you out the front windows. And then we had a pretty good coyote encounter this morning, so I've got about 2 minutes of actual coyote footage I'd like to stick on the end of this. I am enjoying today some Irish Black X. Did I get that right? Irish Twist, I think is what it actually says. I could put on my glasses and actually read it, so let's just do that real quick. Yeah, it's Galwith and Hogarth Black X, or Black Twist. It's thick, it's wet. I love how it tastes, but it takes a while. I probably should let it air out or dry out. I probably should put it in the microwave for 5 or 6 seconds. I'm stupid, so I don't do either one of those things. I do fill up a big bowl. You guys have all seen my meerschaum. There it is again. I love this thing. Be one of the last times we see it for a couple months. I'll be heading back to Maryland, and there's another pipe at that house. So if I fill it up, once I've smoked it for 5 or 10 minutes, it's dried out enough and it stays lit pretty well. So I guess that's it for this portion. I'll come back to you in a minute. You might hear Ranger barking. He doesn't like the different sounds the camera makes. Anyway, I got the Irish X lit up. It tastes really good. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's a shag cut, I believe. It's dark, 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 moist, soaked. Can't tell you what they soak it in, but it tastes really good. You just got to get through the frustration of getting it hot and lit. You have to look at my sweatshirt a lot. In fact, you won't see this sweatshirt again for a couple months because I only wear it here in Wyoming. I leave it here. My son Sean graduated from Rensselaer Polytech, or RPI, up in Troy, New York, upstate, up near Albany. He graduated last December. He graduated 6 months early. He graduated with a double degree. Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of him, and I think I'm more proud that he went to RPI than he is. For the people in the tech industry, it's almost an Ivy League school, so I couldn't have been prouder of him that he got in and got a double degree in 3.5 years and got out. So anyway, I wear the shirt, I wear it proudly. I think I make him cringe a little bit when I wear it. I had to light it again. This takes a while. Before I go off on the superfluous tour, I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about how hopefully everyone realizes how great this community really is. It gives me hope for the rest of the country, to be honest with you. I'm hoping it's just not YTPC, it's just that we're all a bit like that. We seem to respect the country, at least where the country's come from and where it's been. Maybe not so much we might be off the rails right now, but I like how serious people, how emotional, how vulnerable people get. Jacques' Veterans Day presentation I thought was pretty amazing. I think I'll put a link to it down below in case you're not a follower of his. He's the guy from South Africa. And then Dwayne at DryCreekWranglerSchool put out a great one yesterday. I'll put a link to that. I mean, a guppy like me recommending a whale like that might seem kind of stupid, but some of you may not watch Dwayne, and I'd like to give you the opportunity to get the gift of his videos. He doesn't put them out very often, but he puts a lot of thought into it. And his philosophy and thought process is very close to mine. I think very grounded and down to earth. I'm just continuously impressed by the quality of the people and the quality of videos they put out. And I'm not meaning so much the production quality. Most of us seem to do the iPhone on a stand kind of thing. That's certainly where you're coming to me from, is on my iPhone and the stand on my desk. What I mean is the quality of the observations people give about life, about the country, about their life, about how they grew up. I just think sometimes we shouldn't take that for granted, and that we should take a minute and recognize and reflect on how open people are and how much they show us their life. Again, I'll cite Dwayne, and then Uncle Willie does it quite a bit. Greg does it quite a bit. Jacques has done it a few times. Ethan at Parsimonious does it almost every week. I'm not even trying to pronounce his weekly session, Mandalation or something like that. But I enjoy it. And then his YTPC Cares segment that he does almost every week. Smarty Bob does it almost every video. He does something good. Anyway, I will try to step up to that level as well. For now, I'll just do my part by recognizing some of the great ones and how much they put into it. And I just want to say thank you for doing that. So at this point, I will, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'll take you through a quick tour of my office and show you the mess I call my cellar here in Wyoming. And then I'll show you what I see from my desk, and then I'll take you out through the loft, and then attach all the coyote vids. There's 2 or 3 minutes of it, and then we'll call it done for the day. All right, so the first thing I'll show you is just like as if you're sitting at my desk. See my little smoking setup, and You can see my giant screens. I have 2 big giant screens. I love to be able to multitask. Kind of see out my window, but it's too bright out there right now to spend much time looking at that. But I love being able to watch YouTube while I'm doing my my trading during the day, or if I got other things to do. I just like being able to do 3 or 4 things at the same time. You can kind of see looking out past my desk. You can see out into the loft, and we'll walk out there in a minute. And then my trusty companion, Ranger. He's a way better dog than I ever expected. He's one of the best companion dogs I've ever seen. So luckily I get to bring him home with me, and I get another couple months with him before I give him back to my son. And I spin around the back side, which you saw a little bit. You see my rabbit air, and then you can kind of see my stashes. So we'll stand up and get a little bit closer. Like I said, I'm gonna put everything I can in jars. I got a little cigar humidor. I've got a better humidor coming. In fact, tomorrow I think it's gonna arrive. And then for a while I was doing the taping labels to the tops of jars, and frankly I got bored with it. I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. That's sort of my cleaning station. I'll show you how I clean pipes someday, like you care how I do it, but I'll show it anyway. Then I mentioned in one of my earlier videos I've got several pipes up here. They really don't mean anything to me. They're just things I've purchased over the last year, but I keep them close. But for now I'm only smoking my Meerschaum because I really am impatient about getting it to color. So this is sort of the mess I was talking about. I've got all these jars and tins and cans down here. They go all the way to the back. My Bovita packs, just general junk. And then the other one, this one is just as full. Let me get my backpack out. So this is the other one that I was trying to show you. It's all stacked up. I try to buy things in what I call 10 tins. If I buy them in small tins, I try to buy them in 10s. Like that Mississippi Mud's in an 8 ounce. And then I have a codger, what I call a tour of my codger blends back in the back there. But I just try to buy things enough so that hopefully, you know, in a year or 2 from now, I won't need to buy any more tobacco. I mean, potentially ever. All right, I guess at this point, we'll just turn you around. Try not to make you too dizzy. And we'll walk out, and I'll show you the loft, and I'll show you down to where I normally view. Ranger just will not let us go anywhere without him. But this is just sort of our loft. And again, my wife gets all the credit for how it looks, not me. And we'll kind of look down over the edge. And then I'll show you, if I can, kind of out the window. And out the window is the Grand Teton right there, the Teton Range. And I'm trimming these trees little by little to keep the view. But it's, to me, that's the money shot. That's why we ended up buying this house, is for this view right here. Anyway, that's really it for the day. I will just give you a little bit of tour of the great room, as we call it, and I will add some coyote video to it, and we will call it for a day. Thank you guys. I appreciate the welcoming you've given me over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos, and you guys are just a great community. I'm really proud to be part of it, and I'm really gratified and feel good about how accepted you've made me feel over the last week. And we will talk to you maybe on the road to Maryland. Ranger, be good.